What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at Data Dash, and today is May 5th of 2019. Well, folks, I hope you all are having a fantastic day wherever you are. And as you all can probably tell, the big news in the crypto space, the catalyst that is going to carry us above the $6,000 level and trigger the bull market is this haircut that I finally got. It was very overdue. So if you guys do like the haircut, smash up the likes, as people on YouTube tend to say. And outside of that, we've got some important news to talk about today throughout cryptocurrency markets, and we're going to be taking a look at price action as well, which has actually been holding quite steadily at what was previously resistance. So we've actually been able to hold and put some pressure up against that resistance point for Bitcoin. It might even go towards testing 6,000 in the next few hours or days. So let's go ahead and take a look at markets. Over the last 24 hours, crypto markets are actually quite neutral. A few players in the green, getting close to double digits, where there are a few players in the red, mostly in the green for the most part. And we can see that actually being reflected within market action over the last few hours. We've been holding still very high up. In fact, almost possibly setting support on total market cap on previous resistance. As we can see here around the $180 billion mark, you can see we're actually holding up here at around $184 billion. Do I want to say that that's support just yet? No, I don't really want to be claiming that just yet. Not to mention, either way, guys, even if it is support, and maybe for example, we go to 200 billion with Bitcoin going to 6,000 and altcoins following, I don't think it's going to last that long. I still have pretty sheer confidence we're not going to break over 6K. But unlike a lot of people who are, saying that everyone believes we're going to 6K and that we're going to face resistance and it's too predictable now, I think it can be reflected in regards to price, for example, over the last few hours, where we actually started to see a little bit of a dip from the 5,800 range and then actually leap back up. The predictability here, guys, is very difficult for people to get. Not to mention, not everyone thinks that. A lot of people think that we're in the full-fledged bull market. Some still think we're going to 1 or 2,000. I don't know. I mean, you get a lot of different opinions going across the board. And I think we actually hold a quite neutral view that we're going to actually go up and test that big even, and then eventually get rejected and go back down. Around the 4,200 range is where I'm looking at the moment. But taking a look at dominance here, we're very, very close to the peak here in regards to back all the way in September. Really, the past years with a price action of 57%. We're sitting at, I think, 56.5%, if I'm correct. Let me get it actually up here. So we're still at 55.7%. So we're still at a little bit of a lower range. A few more percentage points to go. Bitcoin going to 6,000. I think it'd be quite likely you'd see that. Not to mention, there has been a decent depletion in some altcoins, which I will mention here in just a few moments, that I'm keeping an eye on at the moment in the market. Haven't made any big trades or anything like that as of recent. But take a look at the hourly here, guys. This is quite interesting. As the 50-hour has come up and the other moving averages are starting to come up as well, we've actually been able to hold quite nice at the level of resistance around anywhere from 57 to 5,800. This is a really interesting sign. Again, I think a lot of people predictably started trading in line with this price action we saw. For example, I'll let you guys know I'm always transparent. The one trade that I actually did do as of recent was that I basically I had a small Bitcoin position that I accumulated over a few trades and things of that sort over the last month, so nothing much. But basically locked that out into Paxos, or one of the stable coins. And I saw the depletion. I'm like, there we go. It's the standard sell-off here. But I had an eerie feeling that because this is becoming so predictable and that we've been in this channel for a while, that as markets tend to do, what they usually would do is probably liquidate through, get people to trigger some of their stop losses, and then basically pick those up at a cheap price and lead markets to go higher. This actually happens a lot due to the fact that so much of the capital out there is on leveraged exchanges. There's actually some very unique ways you can do this, and pretty much, as we've seen before, build bar charts in that case. And that's kind of what we're seeing here, going right back to the same or similar range we were at before. So again, there's all kinds of ways that they can mess up markets, guys. But the fact of the matter is, we're still holding at this level of resistance, and we're really not that far away. I'm guessing I'm going to have to get out of the hourly here. We're not that far away from, I got to get out of the 4 hour too. I got to get the daily. I got to get some, there we go. Now that price action will give us some range to see this. We're very close to possibly just coming up and testing 6,000. If we really hold here over the next 24 hours and this candle turns green, 80% chance that this is probably going to go to, upwards towards 6,000. And I think what would happen is we probably test it a few times. I don't think it'll just be, you hit 6,000 and then an absolute sell-off. I don't think that's the case, guys. Because there will be some speculators buying around 6,000 thinking, oh, this is the breakout point where we're going to climb up to 6,100 and 6,200. And don't be surprised if it breaks the even and kind of climbs up a little bit more. That can tend to happen sometimes, again, when speculators come in. I know a lot of professional traders who are working in OTC markets, who are doing trading desks, who honestly believe that there's a very good chance that we've fully bottomed in the market. Do I believe that? Not really. I think we need to have a third lined up low sometime here in August around 4,200. And then from there, we're going to have a very fast rally past 6,000 and really trigger into the full bull market going into 2020. I think that that's what's expected. But again, I'm just one opinion. There's so many different perspectives. Now, taking that into account, you guys know where I stand at the moment. You guys know what I've recently done. I've basically taken a little bit of profits at these levels ever since the rally on one of my Bitcoin positions. What am I doing right now, or what am I watching in regards to altcoins? Are there any other plays I'm looking at? Oh, there are. There's one that I've been keeping an eye on, and that is XLM BTC or Stellar Lumens. You can look at this in the, for example, the Bitcoin chart in this case, which has been selling off ever since back here in March, down to pretty surprisingly low levels, even I think worse than Ripple and a lot of other altcoins. But the one thing that I'm interested in that I actually missed out on, and we talked about, actually I'd sent out an alert in my newsletter group, is the USD chart. I want to see this come back down to around the 7-cent range. If it comes back down there and holds and double bottoms, I'm probably going to be picking up a decent amount of this, just to be fair with you guys. But again, the thing I always tell you all is that no matter what, it's not financial advice. You got to determine it for yourself. But the second thing as well is that I'm probably not going to pick it up directly here at the exact low. Again, I get a little less greedy than other people. I try to get it at maybe the upper 7-cent range, so 7.5 or 7.7 cents or something like that, because I don't want to miss out on buyers who are anticipating that on the market, and then depending on other people to FOMO in and get at a high price range of 8 or 9 cents, right? You don't want to miss on the opportunity. So I'm very interested. I'm just keeping an eye on it. I'm waiting for it to break. If it breaks the 100-day, I think it's pretty predictable. It's going to go down to that range, or maybe its second support range here around 8 cents. Who knows? But this is very significant. If we actually take a look, we'll take a look at the Bittrex chart. The volume won't really look that well. The reason why I think that's a pretty significant level is down here, around 6 to 7 cents. This is really the two major ranges that you want to watch here, is previous support before the major rally, and then also resistance in the past for XLM. And that was around the 6 to 7 cent range, and then the support before the rally, if I can get it here. Well, actually, we'll probably just do it on log here. There we go. As you can see here, before it really took off, was around 7 to 8 cents. Oh, nope. Yeah, 7 to 8 cents. My apologies. Sometimes it's very difficult to get the accurate price here. Oh, no. Sorry. I meant to point up here. Yeah, I was looking at the fractional. God, lumens used to be that cheap. Can you believe it, guys? Yeah, it was up here. Sorry. So as we started to really pick up and stuff going into November. But again, we've had the, practically 90% retracement here. This is where you want to start to get eager and risk-taking and things, guys. I don't want to advise on any specific positions, but at the same time, this is where I start to get a little bit bullish on cryptocurrency markets, especially as things are starting to flatline a little bit, right? All right, so that's one of the things I'm just watching, guys. I mean, there's a few other plays. I'll be sure to share with you guys if anything comes up. Again, things are quite slow in the market right now. Nothing's changed too much. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go straight through this news here, guys. Bitfinex has pretty much released an official document confirming plans for the IEO that it's going to be doing. This is basically going to be an exchange token for Bitfinex that has reduced fees, other benefits, yada, 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 similar to every other exchange token. And they're looking to raise $1 billion. I have a very odd feeling. This just makes me kind of like, gives me an odd feeling in my stomach. Again, I'm very worried that Bitfinex is gonna think I'm claiming false things, but I'm just very interested that, so they're doing another token raise in this case that's supposed to help cover the over 850 million. The numbers varied in this case depending on who you believe is telling the truth or not, Bitfinex or the New York Attorney General. Let's say $850 million that are locked up at the crypto capital company or crypto payments. If they're actually doing this to raise capital to cover that to me seems like a really sketchy way to do it, like to do this now. Not to mention, I really don't think that they'll be able to raise capital from enough people to really meet that $1 billion raise, A, because bear market, and B, people aren't really trading on, I mean, there's people trading on Bitfinex, but there's no reason to really, raise that much money at this point. There's not that much demand for Bitfinex. Even if they started doing initial exchange offerings or anything of that sort, where they basically started doing what Binance has done and what KuCoin has done and what all these other exchanges are already doing. Like, people are realizing the gig's up. It's not that exciting. It's nothing new. It's the same Ponzi-like, layered approach where the earlier you get in and the cheaper you get in, the better. And the earlier your lockup period is, so you can dump it on a bunch of retail investors, right? People are catching on to it. Do not be deceived, guys. The volume on exchanges right now, the vast majority of it's fake. Not just in Bitcoin markets, but specifically in altcoin markets. It's even worse. And to take that into account, I think, again, they're hoping to play off this idea that there's money to be made after raising $1 billion worth of USD Tether and other tokens in that case, in order to, create this new token for Bitfinex. And to provide the utility that comes with it. Lo and behold, guys, I would never put my money in this personally. You got to determine that for yourself, even if you can invest in it. I can't invest in it myself personally because I'm not accredited anymore. And also, in this case, with ICOs and IEOs, it's just mucky water. You usually don't want to get involved in this. So, I don't really give too much merit to it. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole personally. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and talk about some cool positive news. So NEO 3.0, this came out a few days ago, but I wanted to spend some time talking about it. NEO 3.0 had basically has announced, in this case, or the NEO team has announced in relation to NEO 3.0, that when NEO 3.0 is implemented, they're actually going to have an entirely new blockchain. So there's a lot of good with this and a lot of bad as well. So let's go ahead and talk about the good. The good thing is that, especially in the early days, you need to have these hard resets, right? And this is one thing that I have as a very different opposing view to a lot of people, especially with enterprise blockchains. There is little at stake right now, okay? In the early days, while these things are still, we're at the level where just a few years ago, the biggest application we've seen for Ethereum is CryptoKitties, collectibles. Okay, like it's not the end of the world. This isn't businesses on the blockchain and company data at risk and millions of users at risk. No, we're at a very early stage where there's less than 1% global adoption of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. So taking that into account, I think it's wonderful that NEO in this case has not only been trying to improve its blockchain, trying to build a developer-friendly platform, but the major thing as well is that they're doing it now and not 5 or 10 years down the road. Now, where's the bad news in this? The bad news is that this is going to throw off a lot of developers. I know a lot of people in the city of Zion, and a lot of people I've just worked with on Project Genesis and just have met along my travels. I went to Neo DevCon in Seattle back in February, if I remember correctly. And from that, a lot of people were worried that with NEO 3.0, and it's become more apparent over the last few months, that it's just basically going to toss up everything that they had originally expected how NEO would operate in that case. So I don't mean to speak negative. Again, there's some territory I can't really step into. I know a lot of the people from the NEO team. I know, there's Dao Hongfei, who I've gotten to meet 2 times. I've gotten to meet Johnson, or I think it's Eric Zhang, sorry, Zhao Chen. Sorry, there's so many different names out there in the blockchain space. Zhao Chen, he goes by Johnson. I know Tamar, Salant, and stuff. Just wonderful people that I've gotten to meet. And it seems like they're actually serious about carrying NEO forward. And it's cool to see something like this, one of the big currencies that had a lot of hype to it, to be fair, and I think the NEO team realizes that, and actually being able to take that hype and the market value that was given to it and actually trying to build something out of it, that's pretty cool. So I give them that mass props, but it will be hard to see NEO readjust. We'll see if they can do it in the long term, and I wish them all the best of luck, as with every protocol out there trying to do big things, and their ambition of building a smart economy, it's quite expansive. Alrighty, guys, that's it for the video. I want to let you all know real quickly, I found this not too long ago, about a month back in my closet. I think I apologize, a few weeks ago when I got back home. And with the bull market, coming either soon or possibly, in some people's eyes, being in the bull market, I was thinking about finally getting some merch ready for the channel. And this was a jacket that someone had made for me on my world travel. If you guys were OGs in the bull market, you guys remember how much I said exuberance in regards to crypto markets. And I was thinking about getting this on print if you guys would like that for t-shirts and things like that. Maybe doing a few other designs. I could work with my brother and a few others to get some things out for you guys. But if you guys would like to buy some cool Data Dash merch, I'll do some simple ones like slapping the logo on there. But I'll be fair, I think you guys want some really cool designs as well. We can definitely work towards that. If you want that, leave a comment down below. Good way to, I guess, support the channel, but also I just love to make some fun merch. It's like it's a fun little challenge to take on. So anyways, outside of that, guys, I hope you all are having a fantastic day wherever you are. But until the next video, I will see you all in the next one. Stay tuned.